Hello, my name is Michael Collins. I'm part of the English faculty at Northern Arizona University. Today we're here with Kyrie Fry. She's going to speak to us a little bit about the field of technical and professional writing, particularly about her experiences with that. Kyrie, can you speak a little bit about your development as a student? How did you get interested in this line of work way back when? When did it all start?
I have no idea. When I was growing up, I didn't really care for school. It wasn't until my junior year of college where I realized that I wanted to do more and English was the way to go. And my professor, Nancy Barron, told me about the Literacy, Technology, and Professional Writing program. And I applied for it and I got in, and first semester was hectic, but I realized that this is what I love to do.
How did you get involved in this line of work?
I didn't actually have any jobs in writing or editorial before I got this one at USGS. I was working on campus at purchasing services as a student clerk, and I started my first semester at the program, and Greg Larkin approached me and said, "I have this awesome job opportunity for you that I think you'd excel at." And I applied and interviewed, and they liked me, so I got started right away.
What are some of the best parts about your job?
I get to learn a lot about science, which I did not care about when I was growing up. I did not understand biology. I did not understand fish. I had no idea that this was going to be the line of work that I got into. The scientists are really great people. They're really educated, and they're completely different than what I am used to doing. I'm used to sitting there with a book and analyzing it. So it's a nice perspective and a difference. I mean, I would have never thought I would have worked in a science field, but it's easy, it's fun, and it's always entertaining, and I always learn something new.
Conversely, what are some of the worst parts about your job?
There's a lot of grunt work involved. I think everybody starts out with doing some grunt work when they first start, but honestly, the worst thing that I've ever had to deal with is scientists and authors who are not cooperative, and it's just a matter of telling them this is how it's going to be unless you tell me otherwise, and they usually bend a little bit to meet the requirements.
What advice would you give someone who's considering entering this line of work?
Grow a hard skin. It's definitely, you got to be a little tough and aggressive to deal with some of the people in a specific field. I mean, we're not the specialists that are performing the tasks or doing the experiments or creating the subjects or the products. We're the ones behind the scenes trying to make it understandable for the people of the general public or of a different field and make sure that it's correct and everything is perfect. And there's a lot of times when you just got to be aggressive and tough and tell them this is how it is.
What are the opportunities for somebody considering entering this field?
I think the opportunities are endless. I mean, you could go for the professional field or the companies like USGS, the government, National Park Service, Department of Interior. You could do private companies that are just starting up or, getting their foot in the door and needing some help with their writing of documents. You could teach, you could do anything really, I think. I think this is a great program to do whatever you really want to do.
What natural skill sets or personality traits should someone possess to make them successful in this line of work?
You got to be a team player. Team player is definitely one of the most vital requirements. You got to be extremely critical about the work. You have to be very detailed oriented and make sure that you know the citations that are correct and you double check everything. It's really just like doing graduate work where you have to double check and triple check everything over and over again. And those are the two things that I've gained the most out of this job is I've had to learn to be extremely critical when I already was critical, and I had to be extremely detailed oriented.
What are the salary and advancement possibilities in this career field, and particularly in your career field?
I would have to say that you could make millions if you wanted to. I mean, it's just, you have so many options with this line of work that you could do private consulting and private editing and writing for companies, and therefore you make your own wage and your own salary based on that contract. And then within the government system, there are steps that you can achieve, and if you have a master's degree, you automatically go into a certain pay category, and then with the experience, it just goes higher up. So it's really just dependent on what type of company you want to work for or what type of program.
Do you have any closing thoughts that you have that you want to share with our audience about what we just discussed, or may help them better understand the points we're trying to make here?
I would definitely say the LTPW program is one of the best programs that I've dealt with. All the professors are very great and very helpful and open doors that I didn't think were imaginable. So I really recommend this program.
Thanks very much for coming by.
You're welcome.